Cocoa farmers in the Ashanti region are appealing to the government for incentives to boost their activities and prevent the sector from collapse. The farmers have raised concerns that in the wake of illegal mining, their activities are severely affected, which has discouraged the youth especially from engaging in cocoa farming. Our Ashanti regional correspondent, Doris Lonta, reports.
Cocoa is one of the major export commodities through which Ghana generates its revenue. Ghana is the second largest cocoa producing country in the world after Ivory Coast. The two West African countries account for more than 50% of the world's cocoa. In 2021, Ivory Coast alone produced approximately 2.1 million metric tons of cocoa beans, while Ghana in the 2020-2021 crop year recorded its highest ever cocoa production at 1,047,000 metric tons. However, since attaining these feats, cocoa production has been sluggish, with the country struggling to achieve an average of 800,000 tons of cocoa production annually, despite its significant contribution of about 3.1 billion Ghana cedis to the country's gross domestic product, accounting for over 10% of the country's GDP. In the world market, however, both Ghana and Ivory Coast have been criticized for using children as labor force, a concern that risks the country's beans being banned. Some cocoa farmers in the Ashanti region attribute the concern of child labor to the inability of parents to cater for their children and the lack of incentive to boost their activities to relieve them of poverty.
Obi wa house me ba ebi wa hokra kofa ejabi na fa eton na bi kura wanya bi ato aduane edi akosu ensi nyamoa bi firi abamu si ayoyo si nyamoa bi firi abamu na se bi a ye adwuma no ayeye no se bi kura se nye sika na ebi emfidie ni ade ade ayehia no mo de boaye ne a ebema nkwala no adwuma no ye de omo ye no eso ati nti ye be sere se oman mu mpanimfo wo mo amuse mo bie emwaye ne kuyafo because ene no youth no empeku adwuma no abegina ye mpanimfo yi so because youth no ba bi wo ha yitu garam say okwa da ko obenya 100 Ghana aye 1 million adetina so mienko baade no nkwaje be say 40 and 50 enti wo mo nko enti abegina ye ne so enti so wo mo boa ye ne a esu ebetimi aye adwuma no ama na akoyi amaye enti yes
emze ye kuyafo no adwuma bi a ana cocoa ni breki kakra ana ho chewe so enti enema bia senka beboa ye ku adwuma ye be fa baade fo enema wa senka baade ne so nya baade nti na ofo ne ba na ekoye senka ba na betimi aso yasene efa ska kakra fam amami bo ha oni boafo bia oni kru oni obi ohwe no te janko oso na se se busemi ko be ma no a e bia on fam yesto bi na on cha no ofefo mba otia no The
farmers are thus appealing for incentives to promote their activities and attract more youth to the sector, a way they believe can discourage the youth from engaging in illegal mining activities.
Because no idea chino was it and common idea now I'm also in as see obia etugala. So nti ebedu ba bi ye mra menya sure say kuadwuma no because e be ba from papa no de enkrati ye sire ye man panimfo say onfa hye bi wo ho a be boa be ma youth no kon ado e say om kuadwuma no be sa be se nye sa de Ghana kuadwuma de eni daate e wo ye ma ya ye wo mu
e kokwa for pa de me wo kwani pa me ha pa de yemfo nje koko my space e kwa fa so ku afo nso no e mo ye kwafo because enrono aeban ensuyen abanzo hia kokomo e nda ma yutu no okaso bi anko kokofo mu kwa so be kokofo eje ne ya ya kamo ya adwan nda aban mo e enrono.
Deputy Director of Matimesie Project of Winrock International attribute child labor incidents to poverty in farming communities, calling for collaborative efforts in combating the menace.
I think poverty is the underlying factor. So if you look at our project, for example, and because we are working in cocoa is like a seasonal crop. So once they sell their cocoa, farmers go back to the levels that they started. So we, for example, we are also offering some alternative livelihood support, so that people are learning some other trade, livelihood services that would also support them apart from the cocoa.
Capacity building specialist of Matimesie project of Winrock International lamented that children from most rural farming communities walk long distances to access school infrastructure, and appealed to the government to make school structures easily accessible to all, to serve as a motivation to go to school instead of the farm.
As indicated in the GES regulation, school should be located within between 4 or 5 kilometers radius, so that every child can access the school. But you go to some of these communities, they don't have school. So if you withdraw the child, where will the child go? It means the child after some time will go back to the farm. So we are also encouraging the government to also intensify the infrastructure in specific cocoa communities, so that once the child is not going to the farm, the child will have access to the school, and that is the only way the child can be safe. If the child is in school, you are guaranteed that within 5 and 6 hours, that child is prevented from working or engaging in hazardous activities. So once the schools are closer to the communities, I believe that will also have a long way to support the reduction of child labor.
These remarks were made during the commemoration of World Day Against Child Labor, organized by Winrock International, on the theme, "Let's act on our commitment, end child labor." Cocoa farmers in the Achumang-Webieja municipality are calling for incentives to enhance their activities. They are also urging the government to promote accessible and quality education for all school-going children, especially in cocoa farming areas. Reporting for Channel One News, I'm Doris Lonta, Nebehi, Ashanti Region.